Yes, Bonares, you had a point. I'll come to you, Gracie, later on.
No, I just wanted to say two things. That the crime that happened at Central Police Station is not one that can be justified, is not one that can be explained, and trying to bring in politics or any other thing is, really an attempt at trivializing a very, very important issue. One of the things that we have to accept is that for perhaps the last 1 year, there's been an increase of abuse of police powers for political purposes.
Exactly.
So that we have a force, a police service that has been weaponized to advance political interests. So that's the first thing. And that is the first sad thing in this situation. And then the second is that as a result of that impunity and misuse of police powers, and that's why I was having a problem with the former spokesperson, when there's no act that is being abused like the Cybercrime Act.
Exactly.
Because the purpose for which Cybercrime Act has been enacted is actually to deal with cybercrime as known and defined in law, which are issues to do with hacking, which are issues to do with the misuse of systems. So when somebody is using his phone on Twitter and makes a statement that could be insulting or derogatory, that is not a criminal offense. It is not something that we approve of, but it is not a criminal offense. It is civil in nature. You deal with it in the manner in which it's supposed to be dealt with. But also, what has happened to just courtesy and good manners? If this gentleman had committed a crime in law, what was so difficult with just going to tell him, show up at a police station, we have conducted our investigations, we have found that you have done this, come and we will take you to court on this day. So the manner in which he was arrested tells you of the overzealousness. They are getting to that point where they believe that they are above the law. Why? Because they are being used to advance certain political interests, and because of advancing those political interests, there is no accountability. Now we come to, for example, the institution that is supposed to check them. If you want to be sure that there is no political goodwill, yeah, IPOA is understaffed, under-resourced, and so they are trying to do their job. There are so many cases when I've had discussions with them, so many cases where they have investigated. And one of the things that we need to tell you, because I was involved in this case working with IJM, yes, on the Ruaraka OCS who was eventually convicted for killing someone in Nahashon Mutua. The level of interference that is in those kind of cases, because even some of those witnesses had to be put in police protection, had to be put in witness protection, because there was an attempt to actually kill those witnesses. Those witnesses. And that is the thing that we are saying, that you cannot have the DIG, and let me tell you one thing, and I wanted to respond to what Charles Owino had said here, that if I report a crime, and police officers torture that person and kill that person, is different than when the complainant is the DIG of police.
Exactly.
It is different. This is their direct boss. He is their direct boss. And so the overzealousness in which that manner is whatever, is directly attributable to the fact that he is their direct boss. And he is their commander.
Okay. Exactly.
So he knows, he ought to know that as a DIG, on these petty small things, I have to learn to overlook some of these things because he is in office, he's in public office. And when you're in public office, there is a higher level of scrutiny that is leveled on you. And sometimes some comments would be made that are actually not factual, that are actually not true, but that is the nature of the office.
Okay.
So he was personally aggrieved about those insults that were made against him. And so this young man was being beaten because of insulting the IG. And that is why he died. Okay. And so for that reason, the IG is...
The deputy IG.
The deputy IG is an accessory to this crime by virtue of being the commander. So he should not be in office as these investigations are ongoing.
Yes, Grace, I'll come to you.